I'm Todd Sanders, Office Pride, Shelbyville, and East End Louisville area. Originally, I'm from upstate South Carolina. Was born there, grew up there, went to school there, met my wife in college, and started working right out of college. I was fortunate enough to be able to throw a baseball and swing a bat pretty good, so I was able to get my education through, playing baseball at a small university. Went through university, met my wife, finished my eligibility of baseball and still had school to do, so I started working in the transportation industry. When I was unloading packages with a well-known company that's headquartered here. Made a career out of it, moved around a good bit over a 20-year period, and what actually brought me here 16 years ago was the business, that transportation business. So we've been in Prospect, Kentucky for the last 16 years. I'm outdoors person. My entire family, I've got 2 children. My wife, both of our children have already graduated. They've got their college educations. That was one of my primary goals as a husband and a father, was to provide a path for my children that they could come out of school without having a lot of guaranteed loans they had to pay back. So in that process, both of them were athletes as well. Kind of came from myself. My wife was an athlete, so we like to be outdoors. We like to do things dictated by the weather. If it's really cold outside, then we'll watch sports and pretty much enjoy any type of sports, college football, college basketball. We're in a basketball area here in the Louisville area. Where I'm from is more of the southeast, is more of a big football, so I'm both. And so when we can, we'll go to sporting events. When it gets cold, my wife and I like to stay indoors a little bit as we're getting older, but for the most part, anything we can do outdoors. Do a lot of hiking. That's carried over into our children. They both like to do those type things, and my wife calls me a piddler. She says I like to a lot of times do things outside that that doesn't need to happen on the home, and I just like to get out and do things. I don't like to waste a sunny day when it's really nice. I like to be outdoors. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I've always, give me a steak and a baked potato. I come from a family I've got 2 brothers, so there was 3 of us, and my mom liked to we always had a meat and some type of vegetable. As I got older and I was able to go out and get a steak, I'd eat a steak every night if I could. Steak and baked potato, throw a salad in there once in a while. I don't mind pizza either. I've spent the last 35 years in transportation. The last 30 of those years were in some type of leadership role, whether it was operational, whether it was sales driven. But it's been a couple of different companies that I've moved around, support in my career. It's something that I've always done. I've learned a lot through that. I've transcended a lot of different business verticals, a lot of industries, and it's been a good career for me, and it brought me into this market. The ultimate decision came down, it was just a good cultural fit. I went, as I've said before, I spent 35 years in transportation, and this year when COVID-19 hit, the last job that I had, it had a big impact on the company. And so I found myself looking for something different, and I wanted to make a change. And I had several companies that were reaching out to me that were entrepreneurial type companies that represented a lot of different franchise brands. And their process was a really good process. I enjoyed it. They found out a lot about me, what my thoughts were, what I was important to me, which is my faith and my family, and just overall happiness, and that led me to Office Pride. I didn't have a list to choose from, but they matched me up with several different franchises to have discussions with I started talking with the Office Pride folks, and within the first conversation, I was very, very interested just for that cultural fit. You know, they're not just in business to clean businesses, but they're in business to help businesses run their businesses more efficiently because their employees can stay safe and can have the cleanest facilities to do that in. Well, at this point, I'm the newest franchise owner in this area, so I'm still in the process of opening up my franchise. So I haven't had an opportunity to help customers yet, but I'll say the experience that I've had was when I went through the process of reaching out to existing franchise owners, asking them questions, just the character of the people that I was dealing with and I was talking to, the answers they gave me, the integrity they displayed as they were giving those answers gave me a feeling of trust, and I knew right on that the culture was what I was looking for. My interactions with the area developer, David Burks, in this area, from day one, first conversation I had with him, I knew he and I had somewhat of a kindred spirit in terms of, a lot of what we do is faith-based. The things that I've said is important to me. He has those same characteristics, and I think that all bundles up into integrity, and that integrity is displayed by Office Pride. And the story that I'll tell was when I went through my discovery day. This is the COVID time, so I wasn't able to go down and visit the corporate headquarters. I had to do everything by WebEx. And then Todd Hopkins, the president of and founder of Office Pride, spends time at the end with all the different people that are looking to buy a franchise. And so when we started our one-on-one discussion, he asked if we could start with prayer. And we started with prayer and we finished with prayer, and that had a huge impact on me. At Office Pride, you start with a company that is built from a foundation of a solid culture. They go through a selection process of choosing the franchise owners. I am a reflection of that. I think I am I'll even call it a mirror reflection of the organization and the culture. I have high integrity standards, I have high character standards, and it's not just about me, it's about people that I can influence. And whether that's customers, whether that's employees, I take a lot of pride in how I can leave a positive impact, whether it's been on a company in my past life as I was helping them through their supply chain criteria, or whether it's just employees that has reported to me that if I've been able to show them through my actions and my day-to-day interactions with them as well as employees and even their families, that they could learn something and they could take something back. I try to keep most of my teachings biblically based, the best that I can in the public format, and I try to live what I preach. I think there's a need out there in this industry. I think that with COVID-19 and what that's done, I'm truly here. I'm spending my money to be a franchise owner, to go out to businesses and help them give their employees that security that they may not have now because of the impact that COVID-19, and there's been other viruses and pandemics out there previous to this. Just handling of this one, I think, has brought it to the forefront of showing people that there's some serious concerns that we've got to face as a society moving forward. And I think in this role, I can impact that directly. And at the same time, hopefully I can influence some of my employees and influence some of my customers in a positive way.